fitting gospel for our present situation. I'm sure death seems more real to many of us now than it did just a few weeks ago. Jesus makes it clear in our gospel. He has power over death. I remember how vividly I was struck by the words of Jesus in today's gospel when my mum died suddenly. It was Remembrance Sunday 1986. I was in my second year at Ushaw Seminary when I was called to the President's office to be given the news. Next thing, I was on the train home. I pulled out my prayer book, and those words of Jesus jumped out at me. I am the resurrection and the life. If anyone believes in me, even though he dies, yet shall he live. And whoever lives and believes in me will never die. I found great consolation in those words, and they've been a great comfort to me ever since. The idea that death is only a death to this world. We live on, in, and with God. Faith doesn't take away the pain of loss, but it does provide a comforting balm. Jesus' friends Martha and Mary were grieving deeply, and it was made even more painful because they knew Jesus could have saved their brother's life. Jesus, very sensitive to suffering and grief, as we see again and again in his ministry, was deeply moved. And so we have that most memorable line from the Gospel: Jesus wept. Our faith in the resurrection doesn't mean that we take death lightly. We grieve, for Jesus grieved. We have compassion, for Jesus had compassion. But we also have hope in a new and wonderful life beyond this one. Every day, I remember my mum and dad in prayer, as well as many other people that I have known that have died. I find our Catholic faith in what we call the communion of saints a great comfort, that we can still help each other. There is a power that goes beyond death. We can pray for those who have died and assist them, and they can still pray for us too and help us. When I remember someone who has died and pray for them, I feel close to them. I feel comforted in being able to do that. I quote again from one of my favourite books, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, who draws on his experiences in the death camp at Auschwitz. My mind still clung to the image of my wife. A thought crossed my mind. I didn't even know if she was still alive. I knew only one thing, which I'd learned well by now. Love goes very far beyond the physical person of the beloved. It finds its deepest meaning in his spiritual being, his inner self. Whether or not he is actually present, whether or not he is still alive at all, ceases somehow to be of importance. His wife actually was dead, but he was still greatly comforted just to think about her. Belief in life after death, life beyond a physical presence, is a deep human need. And we are blessed to be people of faith, people in whom, as St. Paul says, the Spirit of God has made his home. It's that Spirit that helps us see beyond immediate suffering and even death. At the end of each funeral, I always point to the Easter candle and say, whatever darkness we may find in this world, if we have faith, then there's always a bright light shining to guide and comfort us. It is the light of the risen Lord, victor over sin and death, as represented by the Easter candle.